Are you part of the third force idea?
Proposed by who?
I mean, former President Olusegun Obasanjo is talking about a coalition. And a lot of people are also saying, look, the present political elite and their associations are not the true leadership that we need to have in this country. Hence, we need a third force outside the APC and the PDP. So sort of a new wave of leadership that people are talking about. Do you share in that perspective?
I have not joined any third force. I've not been part of any force. At the right time, we will know what to do, because what I see now is what I can envision in the days to come is that this chicken that you see, they're about to eat their own intestine.
Interesting. I mean, should former President Olusegun Obasanjo come up with the coalition and the movement he's talking about, which he said will have a new vision for Nigeria, would you consider joining such a movement?
We'll give a thought to everything we want to do hereafter. I'm not alone. And you can see that I'm not sure whether you have seen the PTB for Nigeria, Pastor Tunde Bakare for Nigeria video that's going on. We are going to build bottom up, not top down, as they've done. Every time we look for A, B, C and put them together, and they don't really care. Most of these people don't care about the development of our nation. They seek power for self, not for service. This is why it hurts me deep that such crisis will hit Benue State and leadership of the nation will not move there and go there and touch the people, but instead invite them to come to Abuja. It was painful to me. American leader will not do that. British leader will not do that. What democracy, who are the ones we're emulating? You are not a king, you are not a monarch, you are not Pope, my friend. You are a servant of the people. And you are to be there to know for yourselves that you really are serving the interests of your people. The Inspector General of Police showed up and he said, it's communal clash and it's one thing or the other. He had even said things before he got there. In decent nations, he would have been fired by now.
I mean, as it stands right now, do you think the President, Muhammadu Buhari, should run in 2019?
It's his fundamental right, I beg your pardon, it's his constitutional right to run or not to run. But whether it will now be accepted the way it was accepted with tremendous goodwill in his second coming, because I think it's about to be his third coming too now. He came as military, he had come as civilian president. Jesus himself is only coming twice.
Because the former president advised him to dismount the horse. Would you advise him the same?
I will fight with everything in me to call the Nigerian nation a horse. Who are they riding? Who are they riding? I know it's a metaphor used, but are we horses? He can advise him not to run for election. Stop describing Nigeria as a horse. We are not animals. And we will not even allow this nation to be described in such offensive manner. They are not riding anything. They are stranded in an inglorious position. Past, present, we hope that will not be our future.
On a final note, you led the Save Nigeria movement in around 2012 and afterwards.
2010.
And 2010, I mean. And some Nigerians are of the view that you perhaps are not as vehement in your activism in those years like it is now. Some even said you're silent in the face of similar handling of bad governance.
To be honest with you, Tunde Bakare has not changed. I didn't move or stir up a movement against a government. I did to preserve my nation. That's number one. Number two, when I cannot see good governance, whether pulpit or any opportunity I have, I will cry against it. But in the past 2-3 years, things change. what changed? We had access to go in and discuss with Mr. President. My administrator told me I was in Abuja 18 times in 2017 alone. Meeting with A, meeting with B, meeting with Mr. President, meeting with Ms. Let's do this, let's put this together. And we thought we are going towards putting something that will move Nigeria forward from this total I don't know what word to use. It's just overwhelming for me as a person. And when I stood up on the 14th of January to do that State of the Nation broadcast, you can be rest assured that there's no going back until what needs to be done is done. And if it requires mobilizing the entire nation and wake up the sleeping army to demand for what is rightfully theirs and to make their leaders responsive and responsible, whatever it takes to do it, we'll do it again.